Hello, a happy Friday. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here and don't know my face, my name is Stephanie Jean and this is my channel where I like to talk about stuff on the internet. Today's video is a quarantine style video for all of my other theater people out there who aren't able to do live theater or go to live theater or participate in theater or go to classes and you don't really know what to do but you want to keep growing in your art. I have a reading list for you. Now this is not a complete reading list, this is just a very general kind of idea. These are books that I would recommend for anyone in theater to read, even if you've read them before, maybe reread them. You should always be learning, you should always be reading, as my mentor Tanya says. You always should be reading plays constantly. So I have some plays that I recommend, I have some books I recommend. Let's just jump into the video. So to start off, this is actually one that I'm currently reading, and I haven't read the whole thing, but this was recommended to me by my friend and co-worker Jonah. It's called On the Art of Theater, and so far it's really, really good. This is his copy that I'm borrowing, and I'm probably gonna buy my own copy as well. It's by Edward Gordon Craig, and it's just really interesting about like the whole like philosophy of theater and literally like the art of theater. So this is one that I'm still getting into, so I don't want to talk too much about it just because I don't have a full like synopsis to give you, but check it out. We could read it together. Next is An Actor Prepares by Konstantin Stanislavski. It's kind of like your bread and butter when it comes to theater. I feel like Stanislavski, if you don't know his methods, you're not really going to be able to expand a lot. Like this is a good like basis of knowledge to have so that you can move forward with more knowledge. They have it on Kindle, ebooks are super cheap of it. They have it all over the place because it really is like the bread and butter of theater. And even if you're not an actor, if you're a director, you might be like, oh, I don't need to know about acting, blah, blah, blah. I'm not an actor, I'm a director, I'm a playwright. It still is important to know. Just because the very basic fact that theater is a collaborative art, you're going to want to be able to, if you're writing a script, know how the actors are going to be interacting with the script, how directors are going to be interacting with the script, how designers are going to be interacting with the script. And if you are any of these categories, actor, director, designer, playwright, etc., you should know how to do a script analysis. Now there are two forms of script analysis that I'm aware of. One is backwards and forwards, which I have that book over there, but it's fine. I don't particularly like that method as much of script analysis, but to each their own. I do really like this version. It's a formal analysis. During this time in quarantine, if you're trying to expand upon your understanding of theater, take a play, read it, and then do a formalist analysis of it, especially if it's a play that is on your dream list as a director, a designer, or an actor. If there's a character you really want to play and they're on your dream list, I would suggest doing a full script analysis of that play, because then you're going to get a really deep understanding of it, and that's always really good to know. Another one is Audition by Michael Shurtleff. This is a really good audition book, really good for actors, again, also really good for directors. If you're a casting director or something, or you want to be a casting director, you're going to want to know what actors are coming in with so that you can better judge or better direct an audition. Or if you're an actor, you're going to want to be able to know how to do your best audition. And it doesn't hurt to check these books out anyway, just like even if it's not quarantine. Growing as a theater artist is chef's kiss, okay? You should always be reading plays. There's no reason to not be reading plays. Plays are pretty easy to read. Even the classics like Shakespeare or Chekhov or, you know, what have you. While they might be dense as far as language, they're short. They're definitely shorter than most novels. It should only take you a few hours to read a play. So you should always be reading plays. You should have a plethora of plays at your disposal, just because if you're an actor, you need a scene or you need a monologue for an audition, you can go through. Or if there is an audition coming up, you might already be familiar with the play or the playwright. As a director, you have the opportunity to pick a play to produce and direct, Well, you need to have a basis of information. You need to be able to go to your bookshelf and be like, these are the books that I have. I'm always going to recommend reading classics. Go into niches as well, so Black playwrights, Latino playwrights, feminist playwrights, you know, going into different categories, LGBTQ plus playwrights. That will help also broaden your understanding. So classics are always good, but going into these different subcategories is also a chef's kiss, if you know what I mean. So there are literally thousands of plays that I could recommend to you, but I'm going to stick with these 4 to 5, just because they're ones that I would want to either do right now as a director, or be in right now, or even see as an audience member. The first one is called 12 Angry Men, and it's basically about a jury, and it's very interesting. This play can also be done as 12 Angry Jurors. That way it can be men and women on stage, which is always great. But it was originally 12 Angry Men, so yes. It's very interesting. It's really short, but most plays are really short. Deals with a lot of really important topics. The next one is Top Girls by Cheryl Churchill. I saw this one, or I saw a, I don't remember, was it the full play? Or if it was like an adaptation, like shortened version of it, but I did see this at American College Theater Festival in LA, and it was really like, it's not like absurdist, I don't think it's absurdist, but it's fragmented almost, and so it's also really interesting. It might be a little hard to read if you haven't seen it, because there's a lot of overlap. There's characters from different times in history talking to each other, but it is very, 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 very intriguing, and I've wanted to do a script analysis on this for a while, and I have yet to do it. So this is me do a script analysis on the plays you want to do a script analysis on. Another one is The Last Days of Judas Iscariot by Stephen Aldi Girgis, which I also hope I'm pronouncing these names correctly. This was the first community theater piece I ever was a part of. I played Mary Magdalene. It was super, super interesting. But the play in general deals with the idea of, is Judas guilty? Is Judas innocent? Does Judas deserve to be damned for all time because he was just doing what he was supposed to do, what he was destined to do? And again, it takes place in purgatory, but like 12 Angry Jurors or 12 Angry Men, it does deal with the idea of justice, and that's very prevalent in today's time, so I recommend. And then the final plays that I want to recommend is called Angels in America. It's a 2-part series. Part 1 is The Millennium Approaches, and Part 2 is, I'm not gonna say this right, Perestroika. I don't know how to say it. But the series is called Angels in America. It's by Tony Kushner. It deals with the AIDS epidemic in the United States. It deals with being LGBTQ plus, and, well, mostly just being gay in America, while also dealing with being Mormon, while also dealing with AIDS. It has some interesting concepts in it, and I don't want to give too much away. That's why I keep saying that they're interesting. Like, obviously they're interesting. That's why I'm recommending them. But Angels in America, I did do an analysis on in my script analysis class in college. I did see it live at my community theater in Bakersfield. It can't be overdone. I don't think it can be overdone. So read it. Let me know what you think. Those are all of the books I'm going to recommend today. If you want more theater recommendations on theater reads, let me know. I can make more of these videos. If you read any of these plays or any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below, or you can message me or tag me on Instagram or Twitter at P_StephanieJean. And I will see you in tomorrow's JuneTube video. Love you, bye!